Hi there, my name is Janine Pretorius. It is an honor to be nominated as a SAMEA board member. I've worked for the past 15 years in the development space across government. I've worked at the National Gauteng Provincial Legislature, the NGO sector, academia. Well, in the last 5 years, I particularly have led capacity building initiatives on the continent in over 11 countries in the continent, so that multicultural, cross-cultural experience has been quite valuable. That also brought me to, and supporting national evaluation systems. That then brought me, I was selected as a national consultant for the INSE, which was very exciting, and the rollout in the last 6 months of this year. And then I think that's important to mention because the wealth of that experience and bringing it into this particular role, and why I see it as so important at SAMEA to bring these different stakeholders together because they're part of the ecosystem, and I think we do need to be intentional about how these different sectors are engaged, and I would like to contribute towards that. It's very important that we bring multiple actors. It adds to the richness of the body. And so I think when I talk about these multiple stakeholders, I'm talking about local level, provincial, national, think tanks, evaluators, academia, thematic specialists, thematic area specialists. And so it's about bringing your value and also being able to gain value from the space. And so providing this eclectic mix of people. Well, my core contribution as a capacity building specialist would be to bring those expertise. And for me, I would like to build in inclusive capacities. Do think that it's very important to build competencies. The one area that I would want to strengthen is particularly emerging evaluators. I think it's important to invest in young people. I think that we are very aware of the youth swell in the country, not only in South Africa, but across the continent. And I think that's a great opportunity for us to build in that space and to see where the key areas that we need to build in, into the future. I think capacities and competencies around adaptive management, but thinking about the future and the kind of space that we want to, the kind of planning, kind of space that we want to grow into, and being proactive in our planning. And being agile, particularly not only as individuals, but from an organizational standpoint, how agile are our systems created and how do we build resilience, And so for me, it's important to think and to center people. We're not just talking about systems, but I believe that people are part of systems. It's not machinery, it's not the things, but we need to center people and to build those capacities. So the second priority, and I've got three, the second and the third priority. The second one is cross-national partnerships. Look, I think that it's very important to have programs and plans, and we have many of those, but resource mobilization is what gets things moving. So I think that one has to really leverage on the relationships, and that's something that I believe I can bring to this process, is the cross-cultural and cross-country relationships that we've built over many years, and cross-sectoral relationships that we've built, and to be able to leverage on that in order to mobilize resources. And then finally, the third priority for me is about evaluation approaches and transformative evaluation approaches. And so the Made in Africa, I think that we need to take it forward. I think we've really come a long way in that. I definitely do think that we need to create more space in terms of innovation, whether it's through competitions, but really create a space where we can understand what kind of work has been done on the continent and celebrate that and build in it. I'm so excited that we have AEJ, and really to invest more, to hear more from local voices and to really center people in evaluations.